Your first day as a CIA spy. The elevator stops, not with a ding, with a click. The doors slide open. No logo, no welcome sign, just a hallway, so quiet. You can hear your own heartbeat. A man in a gray suit waits. He doesn't smile. Follow me. You do. Every camera seems to follow your movement. Every door needs a different key. Every hallway looks exactly the same. You wonder if you're already being tested. The man finally stops. He slides a folder across a steel table. Your name isn't on it. Only one word. Confidential. He looks at you. Congratulations. Today, you officially become a CIA operations officer. He pauses. But before this day is over, everything you think you know about trust will disappear. Level 1. The world behind the door. The first room surprises you. No flashing computers. No giant world map. No agents shouting into radios. Just ordinary people. Someone drinks coffee. Someone argues over paperwork. Someone laughs. It feels almost boring until you notice something strange. Nobody uses their real names. Every introduction is a code name. Every conversation ends the moment someone walks by. Every computer screen automatically locks the instant its owner stands up. Nothing is accidental. You're handed your first security badge. Then another. Then another. Each one opens different parts of the building. The instructor smiles. Never carry all of them together. You ask why. He replies, because one mistake can expose an entire operation. You stop asking questions. The lessons come quickly. Never discuss work outside secure areas. Never assume you're alone. Never believe someone is who they claim to be. Even inside headquarters, especially inside headquarters, your phone disappears into a locked container. No smartwatches, no earbuds, no personal electronics. For the next several hours, the outside world simply doesn't exist. You begin learning surveillance detection, how to notice people without staring, how to remember faces without taking photos, how to identify exits within seconds of entering a room. At first, it feels impossible. Then your instructor asks, how many windows were beside the elevator? You freeze. You can't remember. What color was the receptionist's tie? Nothing. The man who entered behind you. Which hand held his briefcase? Silence. The instructor nods. Most people never truly observe. They only look. For the first time, you realize being a spy has very little to do with gadgets and everything to do with attention. Just as the session ends, an envelope appears on your desk. No name, no explanation. Inside, only a train ticket. Tomorrow, 6:15 a.m. Destination unknown. Then, one handwritten sentence. Don't miss it. The game has already begun. Level 2, the test you never knew, had started. You arrive at the station 30 minutes early. Just like the instructions suggested, no one greets you. No one checks your ticket. Thousands of people move around you. Businessmen, students, tourists, parents chasing children. To everyone else, it's just another morning. To you, it's your first assignment. Or so you think. You board the train, third carriage, window seat, exactly as instructed. The doors close. The train begins to move. You wait. 5 minutes pass. Nothing. 10 minutes. Still nothing. Then walk. A woman sits across from you. She opens a newspaper. She never turns a page. An elderly man walks through the carriage. He glances at you. Just once. Too quickly. A teenager drops his backpack, picks it up, moves to another seat. Coincidence or choreography. Your pulse quickens. You remember yesterday's lesson. Don't chase individuals. Look for patterns. You stop watching people. You start watching behavior. The woman finally folds her newspaper. As she leaves, you notice something. The crossword puzzle is blank. She wasn't reading. She was waiting. For what? The train reaches the next station. Half the passengers get off. A man in a blue jacket gets on. He looks ordinary, almost forgettable, but something feels rehearsed. He checks the route map 3 times. He adjusts his watch twice. Then he changes seats without any obvious reason. Your instincts whisper, watch him. But another lesson echoes in your mind. The obvious target is rarely the real target. So you widen your focus. That's when you see it. A reflection in the train window. Someone in another carriage keeps appearing behind you, not close enough to be noticed, not far enough to disappear. Every stop, the reflection returns. You don't turn around. You simply observe. The train slows. Your stop. You step onto the platform. The reflection steps off too. You walk toward the exit. Not too fast. Not too slow. You stop briefly at a vending machine. The reflection stops to check a timetable. You cross the station. The reflection crosses. Seconds later, your heart pounds. Are you being followed? Or are you imagining it? You remember the final instruction from training. Never confirm surveillance by confronting it. Confirm it by changing the pattern. You take an unexpected route. Down one staircase, back up another, through a crowded cafe, into a bookstore, out a different exit. 5 minutes later, the reflection is gone. Or it wants you to think it's gone. Just then, your phone vibrates. A secure message. Only 6 words. Good. You notice the second team. You stop walking. The second team. If there was a second team, how many teams were watching you? Level 3. Reading the invisible. You don't reply. You can't. The message deletes itself before you even lower the phone. You keep walking because stopping makes you easier to follow. The city feels different now. Every window could be watching. Every parked car could be occupied. Every stranger could have a reason to remember your face, or none at all. You arrive at the address from your briefing. A small coffee shop. Nothing remarkable. The smell of fresh coffee. Quiet conversations. Soft music. Exactly the kind of place nobody notices. You order a black coffee. Sit near the window. And wait. Your assignment seems simple. Observe one person. Do not approach. Do not interfere. Do not make contact. Across the room, a man in a navy jacket opens a laptop. He checks his watch once, then begins typing. You study him. Nothing unusual. Until you remember. People can lie. Patterns rarely do. Every 4 minutes. He reaches into his left pocket, but never takes anything out. Every time the door opens, he glances toward the reflection in the window, not at the person entering, at the reflection. He's watching without appearing to watch. Your training starts making sense. The best surveillance looks like ordinary life. 20 minutes pass. The man stands, walks outside, leaves a newspaper on the table. An accident. Maybe. Maybe not. You wait. Exactly as instructed. A young woman enters. She doesn't order anything. She walks straight to the empty table, takes up the newspaper, leaves. Less than 10 seconds. No conversation. No eye contact. No hesitation. The newspaper was never a newspaper. It was a delivery. You feel a surge of excitement. You just witnessed a dead drop, an exchange, hidden in plain sight. You resist the urge to follow. That isn't your mission. Knowing when not to act is just as important as knowing when to move. As you're preparing to leave, a waiter approaches. He places your bill on the table. Compliments of the gentleman who left earlier. You look down. There is no receipt, only a handwritten note. If you followed her, you would have failed. You look up. The waiter is gone. Outside, the street is full of people. The man in the navy jacket has vanished. So has the woman. You suddenly realize something. Today's mission was never about them. It was about you. Every decision, every glance, every step you took had been observed. Your phone vibrates again. One new message. Report to headquarters. Final evaluation begins in 1 hour. Level 4, the trap. The drive back to headquarters feels longer than before, not because of traffic, because your mind won't stop replaying the day, the train, the coffee shop, the newspaper, the note. One question keeps returning. How much of it was real? The security gate opens. Your badge scans green. You step inside. The same hallway. The same silence. The same steel doors. But something feels different. An officer you've never seen before approaches. He looks concerned. We have a problem. Come with me. You follow him. Halfway down the corridor, another voice calls out, "Stop." A woman in a dark suit walks toward you. Her expression doesn't change. "Who authorized this escort?" The officer answers immediately. "Director's orders." She stares at him. "For which division?" He hesitates. "Just for a second." The woman turns to you. "What was the first rule you learned yesterday?" Your heart starts racing. Then you remember. Never assume someone is who they claim to be. You take one step backward. "I'd like to verify the order." The hallway falls silent. The officer smiles. Not warmly, almost proudly. He reaches into his pocket, not for a weapon, for an access card. He hands it to the woman. She scans it. The screen flashes green. Then she looks back at you. "Good." He wasn't lying, but you still made the right decision. You blink. It was another test. She nods. Every interaction is a test. In this profession, the wrong person may have the right credentials, and the right person may intentionally give you incomplete information. She leads you into a briefing room. On the screen, you see footage from your entire day: the train station, the platform, the coffee shop, the bookstore, even the vending machine. Every move, every pause, every glance, recorded. The instructor enters. He points at the screen. You notice surveillance. You identified behavioral patterns. You resisted unnecessary action. Then he pauses, but you made one mistake. The room goes quiet. He rewinds the footage. Back to the train. A mother, struggling with a stroller. You walk past her. Without noticing, he freezes the frame. Good spies observe everything. Great spies understand people. You became so focused on finding threats that you stopped seeing humanity. The words hit harder than any failure. Because they're true. The instructor closes the file. Intelligence isn't only about secrets. It's about understanding people, their fears, their habits, their choices. And sometimes the person you save is more important than the information you collect. He slides one final envelope across the table. Inside, one boarding pass. No destination. No departure time. Only a single instruction. Be ready. Tomorrow, your first real mission begins. Level 5. The mission begins. You barely sleep. Every sound pulls you awake. Every shadow feels like another test. At 4:47 a.m., your secure phone lights up. No ringtone, just one message. Report immediately. No explanation. No destination. You arrive at headquarters before sunrise. The building is almost empty, or at least, it looks empty. The same man who welcomed you on your first day is waiting. This time, he smiles, only slightly. "Congratulations. You passed." You let out a breath that you didn't realize you were holding. Then he adds, "Training is over." Your stomach tightens again. He places a small passport on the table. It isn't yours. Different name, different nationality, different life. Inside is a photograph. It's you. You flip through the pages. Every visa stamp looks authentic. Every detail is perfect. A driver's license, a bank card, business cards, even family photos. Someone has built an entire identity around you. The instructor watches your reaction. Out there, you won't just protect secrets, you'll protect people who will never know your name. You won't wear a uniform. You won't receive applause. And if everything goes perfectly, no one will ever know you were there. He opens a world map. Pins cover dozens of countries. Some red, some blue, some black. Each pin represents a real operation. Most of them will never appear in a history book. You finally understand. The greatest victories are often invisible. Not every mission ends with a chase. Sometimes, success means preventing something that nobody ever realizes almost happened. The instructor hands you one last envelope. Inside, a single sentence. Your greatest weapon is not the gadgets. You turn the page. It is your judgment. The room falls silent. You think back to everything you've learned. The cameras, the train, the reflections, the coffee shop, the hallway test. None of it was about teaching you to become fearless. It was about teaching you how to think. Because information can be stolen, technology can fail, plans can collapse. But the ability to stay calm, notice what others ignore, and make the right decision under pressure. That is what separates an ordinary person from an intelligence officer. You take one last look at headquarters. Tomorrow, you could be anywhere: a crowded airport, a foreign capital, a quiet cafe, or sitting beside someone who has no idea. They're changing history. You pick up your new passport, walk toward the exit, and this time, the hallway doesn't feel confusing. It feels familiar. The doors open, sunlight pours in. Your first day is finally over. Your real story is just beginning, ending. Most people imagine spies as action heroes, fast cars, secret gadgets, impossible escapes. But the reality is often much quieter. The best intelligence officers don't win because they're the strongest. They win because they notice what everyone else misses. And sometimes, the most important decision you'll ever make is the one nobody else even realizes you made. Because in the world of intelligence, the greatest success is living an extraordinary life that no one can ever know about.